There are 74 brawlers with a hypercharge in Brawl Stars. So today, I will be brutally ranking all of them from worst to best. This will show you which ones to buy and which ones to not get excited about if you unlock them. Have fun, and let's go. Starting the F tier is Jane's Hypercharge. This one isn't good because it takes away the ability to hit them while they are being pulled. There is also no reason to pull multiple enemies towards you because it's basically suicide. It's terrible and definitely the worst. Next in the F tier is Pearl's Hypercharge. So what this does is that Pearl's super leaves a burning area behind that deals damage. But Pearl's super knocks you out of it, so it makes no sense. It needs to be changed or reworked soon, otherwise it will always be in the F tier. Next is Nani's Hypercharge. This one isn't good because most of the time is sitting in your Hypercharge super. The bigger peep isn't good and it's not worthwhile getting. Next is Charlie's Hypercharge. The spiders from her super do basically nothing except tank 1 or 2 shots. It's just an extra gadget and not good at all. Next is Miko's Hypercharge. This one takes a while to charge, and his Hypercharge super is very easy to waste. If you miss it, or the brawler dies before the super lands, then Hypercharge is wasted. It's just very underwhelming. And lastly in the F tier is Sprout's Hypercharge. So all it does is leave a burning bush that damages enemies if they touch it. But the problem is no one will even get close to, so it's quite useless. That's the F tier done. Now for the D tier. Starting off the D tier is Brock's Hypercharge. In competitive play, you will see the pros click their super then their Hypercharge because the Hypercharge super is terrible. The stat boosts are okay, but it's still D tier. Next up is 8-Bit's Hypercharge. This one is very lackluster and doesn't provide much value. If you put the turret out in the open to deal damage with it, it will get destroyed in a few seconds. The speed boost is good for 8-Bit, but outside of that it's pretty bad. Next is Lily's Hypercharge. This one allows her super to bounce off walls and brings the enemy into the Shadow Realm. But it's already easy to hit your super and get that kill, so it's not needed. It also doesn't have any team wipe potential, so it's D tier. Next is another new Hypercharge in Gus. The ghost from his super will rarely connect because it doesn't trace any homing like Hank's Hypercharge. It will be decent if you're right on them, but I don't see it being anything game-changing. Next up is Shelly's Hypercharge. So this one is just a bigger super from her normal one. This is very boring and blank, and it doesn't really have the game-changing potential like the top Hypercharges. It does cycle very quickly, but other than that, it's very lackluster. Now we have MZ's Hypercharge. This one just knocks the enemies back with a little spray of damage. This can be good against tanks, but it's basically just an extra gadget use, and I don't really like it. Next in the D tier is Daryl's Hypercharge. The bullets from his super do basically no damage, but they do recharge his super, which allows him to make more plays. The stat boosts with it are also good, but there are much better Hypercharges out there. Now for Colt's Hypercharge. Similar to Shelly, this is another one that is just a bigger super, and it doesn't add much value. It's good in heist, and it can help you land more shots, but that's about it. Next is El Primo's Hypercharge. Even though the Hypercharge super isn't that good, it's the stat boosts that can do the damage. The shield and speed are very strong, so it does have some potential. And lastly, in the D tier is Tick's Hypercharge. So fundamentally, this is very strong, but against good players, no one will walk into the mines. The mines can be good for controlling an area, though, and the stat boosts are good, so it has to go here. That's the D tier done. Now onto the C tier. Starting off the C tier is Willow's Hypercharge. This one isn't the best, because it doesn't change anything about the actual super. All it does is add a shield to Willow, which can be useful sometimes, but it's nothing special. Next is Squeak's Hypercharge. The extra super sounds good, but most of the time it will land way across the map, not even affecting the play. It's very inconsistent, and you'll struggle to get value out of it. Next in the C tier is Gale's Hypercharge. The Hypercharge super itself is good, and it can shut down tanks, but it takes so incredibly long to get it. So for that reason, it has to be C tier. Next is Lola's Hypercharge. So the buffed ego can be good in some situations, but it is still pretty easy to take down. The extra damage is good against tanks and the heist safe, so it's C tier. Next up is Fang's Hypercharge. So like some other ones, the Hypercharge super is very good, and it can get you many team wipes. The issue is it takes 4 supers to charge, which means you will rarely get it, and against good players, you will never charge it. Next in the C tier is a new hypercharge in Meg. When Meg transforms back into her Mecha, she gains a shield, but she already has a lot of HP in her gadget, so it's not really needed. And her bigger swipe can be useful sometimes, but it's very boring and blank. Now is Carl's hypercharge. This one did get a buff recently, and it has made it better. But it doesn't pack a punch like some of the other hypercharges. It can be good to get some kills in control areas, but that's just about it. Next is Bo's hypercharge. So this one is kind of a hit and miss. Sometimes players will walk right into them, and you will deal a lot of damage, but good players will know how to dodge them. So it gets less effective the higher you push. Next in the C tier is Buster's hypercharge. This one can be good to help your team because you can just hide inside Buster's shield, but it is very easy to outplay. You can just wait for the shield to be over, then attack him. It's nothing special, so it's C tier. Next in the C tier is Spike's hypercharge. This is just a bigger super. It can be good for area control in modes like Hot Zone and Brawl Ball, but there are just much better hypercharges out there. Next in the C tier is Ruff's hypercharge. So this one seems broken, but it's very hard to use effectively. You need good teammates and good timing for it to work, or you will waste it. It is good in pro play, but it's C tier because of how much coordination it requires to work. At is Angelo's hypercharge. So the hypercharge super sticks to him, which allows him to move where he wants. The hyperchakri, it's strong and pairs very well with his healing star power. But the problem is, his hypercharge takes a very long time to get, so you will rarely get it. Now for Otis hypercharge. This one isn't very valuable because Otis super already guarantees a free kill anyway, and the stun won't do much. It's also very limited because you only get that one kill and there isn't much more to it. Now for Grom's hypercharge. The hypercharge is very good, and it can deal a lot of damage. It's also very easy to cycle multiple supers in a single hypercharge, but it takes a while to charge because of how bad Grom is, so it's high C tier. Next in the C tier is Hank's hypercharge. This one got a huge nerf and it isn't as half as good as it was before. The homing projectiles won't connect much. It's only good if the enemies are really close to you or close to the projectiles when the release. It doesn't have much team wipe potential anymore and doesn't pack any punch. And lastly in the C tier is Poco's hypercharge. The shield with the super decays so quickly that you are basically wasting your super if you overheal people. It cycles very quickly though, so that's the good thing about it. That's the C tier finished, now for the B tier. These hypercharges are decent but not as good as the A or S tier hypercharges. Starting the B tier is B's hypercharge. The extra range is really good for confirming slows, and you can slow multiple opponents down. The stat boosts are also very good, and her big sting can one-shot so many brawlers. Next is Belle's hypercharge. The homing on the super isn't very useful because Belle's super is already easy to hit. The stat boosts, especially the damage, is what really stands out, and I find I get a lot more kills because of that. Next up is Rosa's hyperchair. The Hypercharge super itself isn't great, but the stat boosts like the speed and shield make it worthwhile. The slow on her super is also good for closing the gap between opponents and confirming kills. It's a very solid hypercharge. Next in the B tier is Jackie's hypercharge. So this one is very scary to play against because Jackie gets a lot of good stat boosts. And the slow on her super is very useful to stop enemies from escaping and to confirm kills. You can make many great plays with it, and it's a strong hypercharge. Next is Cordelia's hypercharge. This guarantees a kill every time, but that's it. It doesn't have the team wipe potential like the top hypercharges, but it's still good. Next up, we have Bull's hypercharge. So this one can tank so much damage, and it allows you to charge at any opponent and deal a lot of damage and cycle to your next super. It has a lot of team wipe potential, and it makes Bull a much better brawler, so for that reason, it has to be B tier. Next in the B tier is Crow's hypercharge. People think it will get you many team wipes, but a lot of the time it's very lackluster. It's very good in heist though, so it's B tier because it can deal a lot of damage to a stationary target. So next in the B tier is Maisie's hypercharge. So you can get some crazy team wipes with it because of the extra shots that come with the Maisie super. So the reason why Maisie was so broken in the past was because of her hypercharge and cycling abilities. So the reason why it has dropped down is because of her supercharge rate nerf, which has affected her hypercharge, but you can still get some crazy team wipes. Next in the B tier is Jessie's hypercharge. This one, of course, is broken in Heist, but in other modes, it's only really good for wasting the opponent's ammo. If used correctly, it can put some pressure on the enemy team, so it's decent. Next is a new hypercharge in Clancy. The hypercharge super is very good and deals a lot of damage. But Clancy's stage 1 form is so bad, and it is very hard to charge a super, let alone a hypercharge. Now for Sam's hypercharge. Similar to Clancy, the hypercharge has a lot of team wipe potential, but it's hard to charge because of how bad Sam is. Next in the B tier is Piper's hypercharge. This one helps her a lot, and it is very good for opening up the map. The knockback is also very good against tanks and assassins, so it's a good hypercharge. Now for Tara's hypercharge. The bigger super might not sound like much, but it is very strong for pulling multiple opponents together, which leads to multiple team wipes. This hypercharge has the game-changing potential, so it's high B tier. And lastly, in the B tier is Barley's hypercharge. This one is really good for area control in modes like Hot Zone and Gem Grab, and it also deals a lot of damage. It makes Barley a much better brawler. That's the B tier done. Now onto the A tier. Starting the A tier is BB's hypercharge. This one can easily get you team wipes, and it puts a lot of pressure on the enemy. It also cycles very fast, so you will be getting is quite frequently. Next in the A tier is Nita's hypercharge. This hypercharge is great for forcing the opponents back and wasting their ammo. It can put the opponents in an uncomfortable situation when used correctly. It can be a game changer in game modes like Hot Zone, and it is broken in Heist. It's great hypercharge and definitely A tier. Next in the A tier is Buzz's hypercharge. You can just move around the map, pressure the enemy, and get kills. The stat boosts are also very good, so it's a strong hypercharge. Next is Ash's hypercharge. This one is very strong because the extra rats can put pressure on the opponents and overwhelm the enemy. It also charges in 2 supers, so you'll be getting it frequently. It's not higher on this list because brawlers like Poco and Sandy counter it easily, but it's still very strong. So now we have Colette's hypercharge. So the reason why it's so good is because you can cycle it so quickly. If the spirit hits someone, you instantly get your super back so you can deal more damage. It can deal 20% of the heist safe. And of course, it destroys tanks, so it's a strong hypercharge. Next in the A tier is Edgar's hypercharge. When this was first released, it was broken, but as the metas have evolved, is slowly dropping down. The hypercharge itself is good, and you can get many team wipes, but it takes a while to charge because of how bad Edgar is. Next is Surge's hypercharge. Surge upgrades to another level which gives him extra range and his attack splits. This is great for sniping enemies across the map, and it's very easy to get kills. Next up is Sandy's hypercharge. The great thing is, you and your teammates get that speed boost for the whole super duration. The mutant stat boosts are also good, and it's very strong. Next is Leon's hypercharge. The hypercharge itself is very good, and you can make many great plays with the extra damage and invisibility. But it takes a while to charge, and in this meta especially, he will struggle a bit to get it. Next in the A tier is Penny's hypercharge. It's great for providing a lot of area control, and it's very annoying for the enemy team. And if you put it in a safe place, the enemies will have trouble getting rid of it. It's a very versatile hypercharge. Now for Eve's hypercharge. This one is very strong because you can spawn so many hatchlings on the map and overwhelm the enemy. It allows you to take control and make good plays. Next in the A tier is Mortis hypercharge. This one can get you some crazy team wipes, and it's really easy to cycle multiple supers inside a hypercharge. It takes a while to cycle though, so that's why it's not S tier. Next is Barry's hypercharge. This one is so good to supporting teammates and taking control. It can provide so much healing, and it's not hard to cycle through them. It makes Barry a much better brawler. And lastly, in the A tier is Gray's hypercharge. The shield with the super is so good because it allows you to play more aggressive. You can put the portals on the hot zone, and your team can teleport there with a 1000 HO shield. That's the A tier done. Now for the best of the best, the S tier hypercharges. Starting the S tier is Amber's hypercharge. The super area is increased a lot, which is so good for controlling lanes and forcing the enemies back. You can also hit multiple enemies with her super, which leads to many team wipes. Next up is of course going to be dynamic. So what this does is adds extra damage to the bomb, then it explodes with little dynamic sticks that deal more damage and charge super. The team wipe potential is insane, and you can cycle 2 or 3 supers inside a single hypercharge. Next is Mandy's Hypercharge. This one is so fun to play and it's not hard to team wipe. You just need to hit 2 people with your super and you will get another one. The damage is insane and it can one-shot so many brawlers. Next in the S tier is Griff's Hypercharge. The damage on this one is insane and it will shred through tanks. It can also go through walls which can surprise enemies hiding on the other side. It has made Griff a strong brawler. Next is Lou's Hypercharge. This one is very good now since Lau got a reload speed buff a while ago. It has allowed him to cycle Hypercharge quicker. An instant freeze is so strong, especially because you can throw it over walls and surprise people. Next is Stu's Hypercharge. This one can put so much pressure on the enemy team. It has insane mobility and pairs very well with this Gasso heal star power. It can be used in many situations and it's very strong. Next is Janet's Hypercharge. This Hypercharge will get you so many free kills and you will do a lot more damage. It also cycles very quickly so you can get multiple A-game. Next is Max Hypercharge. This gives the whole team more speed boost and charges some of their super. This just leads to you overwhelming the opposition and making that decisive play to win the game. Next in the S tier is Mr. P's Hypercharge. This did get a nerf after its release, but it's still broken. You just need to put the base in a more aggressive position, and you will still feel like there's an extra player on your team. Now for Melody's Hypercharge. The reason this one is good is because it stacks onto her star powers and gadgets. Because of this, she gets such a good speed and shield boost, and she does so much damage with the 6 notes. Next is Rico's Hypercharge. This has so much team the potential because the bullets will keep bouncing and bouncing, and they would be unavoidable. It also cycles very quickly, so you will be getting it frequently. And the third best Hypercharge goes to Frank. His super goes in a 360, which allows you to hit everyone in range. It's so easy to team wipe with it. He also gets such a good speed and shield, which makes him unkillable in Hypercharge form. The second best Hypercharge is Chester's Hypercharge. His super is basically an atomic bomb, and it is enough to one-shot a lot of brawlers. Then he has the pop rocks and sticky area to finish them off. It's crazy broken, and it has shot Chester up the meta. The best Hypercharge is Kenji's Hypercharge. He basically gets a Terra super with his normal super. It's so easy to team wipe and it's no skill. It also cycles ridiculously fast so you can get 2 or 3 a game. It's so broken and it is definitely the best in Brawl Stars. And that is every Hypercharge in Brawl Stars ranked from worst to best. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend this one right here where I give you the best 10 brawlers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.